I asked Ben Crowe what I should do with this guitar, and this is what happened. It's now 1:53 p.m. Monday afternoon, the 18th of September, and the guitar has a couple of coats of finish on it. I still need to build this up. The neck, I've just got one coat of it. I think that should do. I'll keep it matte, but I want to build up a more glossy finish on the body as well as the top. In the next episode, I will put in hardware and the pickup switches, which I've actually already sold it, but I'll just have to put that in and put it on the guitar, and then we can get some strings on it, and let's hear how it sounds. It's now 58 minutes past 12 on Friday, the 22nd of February, and I've come to a critical point in my build. And that point is when I put this bridge onto the body. I've got to figure out exactly where it should go so that I can accurately intonate string. Now, after the last video, several of you had suggestions on what I should do, and I thank you for that. The thing that makes me extra cautious with this build is I'm using this headless bridge that's not really designed for a multi-scale guitar. If I have the fret that is perpendicular to the center line as the 12th fret, then the difference between the 2 points, so the high and low E, should be only about 9 millimeters. And there's supposed to be about 10 millimeters of adjustment in the saddles for this bridge. So might be able to work in this setup. However, with the suggestions that one of you mentioned, he said I should place the center of the saddles about 2 to 3 millimeters beyond the scale length for the bass side, and about 1 to 2 millimeters beyond the scale length for the treble side. And that got me thinking, you know what I can actually do? I don't have to put this bridge exactly square. I can tilt it slightly to give me more room between the low E string and the high E string, similar to what we often see with tunematic bridges. And as long as it's not too much of a tilt, I think it will work perfectly fine. You won't have the strings going all askew, being pulled off the rollers. Not going to go very much, just a very slight tilt. That's what I'm going to do next as I measure and mark out the position for the bridge. I'll see you at the end of the video. Earlier in the build, before I glued the neck into the neck pocket, I clamped it in, placed the bridge where it roughly would be, used a long straight edge to estimate whether the bridge would be at the right height, and I thought I might need to recess the bridge. So I ended up at a slight neck break angle. Wasn't very much, probably about 3 degrees. So that obviously meant that I then put straight edge over the top. The strings would meet saddles will higher up. Hopefully I did exactly where it's supposed to be. Now when I measured the exact point where the bridge needed to be, then I put some string on. And it became very apparent that the bridge was too low. And I tried raising the saddles, and yes, the saddles can go to some point, but wouldn't have been the ideal solution because probably we need to. So the bridge was too low. So I ended up having to raise the bridge a little, about 5 millimeters higher. And with that, I have room for adjustment of the saddles up and down to where they need to be. So now I've done that. And at the other end, where there's no headstock, the bridge came with this part. And the idea is the ball end of the strings go into the end and then run along the slots over the 0 fret all the way to the saddles of the bridge. There is one problem I've discovered, and that is this part seems to have been designed to be used at an angle. Because as long as I put it flat the way it is right now, when the ball end is in, the string is actually not in the slot. It runs straight up above it. And the problem there is it's not well guided where it needs to be on the 0 fret. So what I'll have to do is put in a nut. That's where we are right now. I've soldered the switch, the pots, the capacitor for the tone pot, the jack, and I've got long wires, long enough to run to the pickups. So it's ready to be connected, and the hardware is on. I'll need to add a nut and then solder the pickups to the wires and test it. That will be in the next episode, which will be the final episode of my community build for Great Guitar Build Off 2023. Now, if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, then why not subscribe? But of course, if you don't want to give me a like or a subscribe, I just want to thank you for watching this video. I'm happy that you're here anyway. So take care, have a good week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.